Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Cranky mod, which is being made by user Bones. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a fun new shotgun based off of some of the Fallout 4 concept art. And this thing is a pretty cool weapon that I've been having a lot of fun with. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we get with the most basic version of the Cranky shotgun, which in its standard configuration will deal for you 45 damage with a shotgun shell with a firing rate of 5, range of 47, accuracy of 33, and a weight of 11, so a pretty hefty one there. But as you can see, it is a pretty cool looking gun. I really do love the look of this thing. It's very well modeled, very well textured, and all in all just looks like something that should be in the post-apocalyptic Commonwealth, which, I mean, honestly shouldn't be surprising. It is, again, after all, based off of Fallout 4 concept art, so it's something that could have been in the game, and it just looks great as just another fun sort of homemade weapon in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. Good times! Now, as for the modifications, you get some. Not a huge list of things. You're not going to be able to turn this into anything too wacky. It's still always going to be a Cranky shotgun, but you can do things like up the damage with receivers, help out with accuracy with barrels and sights, and even add in a muzzle brake in there. So a short list, but a serviceable list. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, it's fairly simple. It has been added into the level to loot list and will be found starting very early on in the game on raiders. So pretty much if one of them has it, just shoot them, take it from them, and you're good. Now, as for those modifications, let's head on over here to the weapon workbench and have a gander at the receiver category, where we've got the pretty usual set of things here, all the way from the standard receiver to calibrated, hair-triggered, up to advanced, which will provide for you the highest amount of damage at 78 for this thing, so definitely still more of a early to mid-game gun, but that, again, is the base damage, like with every one of the mods I look at, so it's not including perks. Add in perks, and you should be able to up that a bit more. And after that, we have the barrel category, where we have the standard short, and then a long one for better range and accuracy. And then in the stock category, sadly, we have nothing in here but the full stock that comes with it. I'd love to see at least one other option in here, but you know what? Serviceable, and it works. Now then in the sights category, again, not a lot of options here, but at least we do have some, where we've got the standard sight, a glow sight, a reflex sight, and of course a glow reflex sight, which is handy, and of course using the same sort of model as the homemade pipe weapons in the game already, which, I mean, makes sense. This sort of is in that same sphere, which is pretty cool. And then final for the muzzle category, we have either nothing or a muzzle brake to help with recoil control. So, fun times there. Again, not a huge list of things, but enough to make it more usable for a longer period of time, which is always good. Now, on to the shooting. This is a pretty interesting gun with how it works. I mean, the name is Cranky, and that's not for nothing, because whenever you fire this gun, it then cranks to move to the next shell. And the sound you hear here is a custom crank sound that's been added in, which is very nice. And the animation for it does work in both a first person and a third, which is pretty cool, and all in all is quite nicely done. I do like the crank animation there. When I first saw this weapon on the Nexus, when they said crank reload, I thought it'd be something like the laser musket, but instead we get this side hand crank thing, which is pretty unique. I do very much enjoy it. And all in all, it's just a fun, weird little gun. Not exactly the most accurate thing in the world, but I mean, it is a homemade shotgun, so I mean, What do you expect? Now, as for the modified versions, since there isn't a huge list of things available, I only did make one, a muzzled advanced cranky shotgun with that nice reflex sight on there, which does look very good on this thing. And of course does make it a little bit better, though I think I actually may have kind of hurt myself because the muzzle brake, though great for the recoil control, does lower the range and accuracy a bit, and I did that after adding the long barrel, extending the range and accuracy, so I may have, you know, nullified those, but oh well, still a fun weapon. That means it's time to, oh boy, try this out on something a bit, well, living. And that means our new Death Claw that you guys did suggest for me to have. And oh boy, I don't know how well this is gonna do against him. Why did I hit tab? No, in there. Spawn him and then run! Because it's a Death Claw, and I have a tiny, tiny little shotgun. Yeah, that's right, trying to escape from your cage. Oh yeah, this is gonna take a bit. He seems confused. Hi, sir. I'm just gonna shoot you a bit more there. Oop, he can't seem to path to me. I think my my cage here isn't very well designed for enemies now, is it? He just wants to escape. Somehow that makes this whole situation more sad. I'm just shooting this poor thing, trying to get away. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh, thank God he didn't make it through the door. All right, we'll hit him, and there we go. Got him a bit. So yeah, definitely not the highest damaging weapon ever, but it's a perfectly serviceable shotgun for the early to mid game. Now again, damage-wise, you can get it up to something half decent, especially with perks down the road, but still, with the firing rate, it's never exactly gonna be the most useful gun ever. But it's just a fun, weird, unique little addition to the game, which was based off some really awesome concept art that I'm quite happy to actually see being made into reality here by modders. So if you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for today. I hope you all have enjoyed. You do come back for the next one. Until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.